Now, the other part that you start coming into is the lists and libraries. Now, what are these lists and libraries for? What can they be used for? What good are they? Well, a list can be used as for announcements. It can be used for tasks. Pretty much anything that has to do with storing things that are just the metadata, essentially, and don't have anything to do with the content that is contained within a file. Now, the question becomes then, how do you make a list do something that you want it to do? And the simplest answer is that there are list templates. And these list templates can either be saved or predefined by XML files. So you can either save it with what you do in the interface or write your own list template in XML and deploy it to the site, which I'll show you how to do much later on. So if I actually want to go in and create a new list, I go into the Site Actions and then the Create menu. Under the Create menu, I have a choice of libraries, communications, various different things. All of these are list templates. So if I want to make a new set of links, I use the link list template. If I want to create a survey, I use a survey list template. Or I can go ahead and create just a custom list. And now the custom list will give me back something that is completely blank and that I can modify however I want. I'm going to call this demo list. And I'm going to say yes, allow it to display on the quick launch, which is the little side menu. Now that the list has been created, I want to take you through looking at the different components of that list. So in the list, there are things called site columns. There are list columns. I'm sorry. Let's just talk about the list columns right now. And then there are views. We create a new list column to have a place to store our metadata. And then the views define how we see it. So to do this in SharePoint, I then go in to my site setting or my list settings menu, and I have this option to create a column or create a view. Let's create a couple columns first. Maybe this demo list can actually show us a list of all the useful facts you have learned. So the first thing that I would want to do is create the fact topic maybe. And this topic, it allows me to pick, is it going to be a single line of text, a multiple lines of text, or what? Well, in this case, I actually want it to be multiple lines of text because it could be fairly verbose. And then this actually changes what options I get down here to allow me to do the different things to say, is it going to be plain text? Is it going to be rich text? Or alternatively, if I would have picked a choice, so a drop-down list menu, if you will, it would allow me to enter those choices for that drop-down list. What these are called fields. So if I have a column, then it is of a certain type, which is a field. And these fields can be custom created, but they're a lot like data types. So there's a number, there's the drop-down list, so all those things that you saw. And you can actually create custom ones of those as you're diving into SharePoint. But anyhow, I'm going to just create a basic one with just, yeah, we'll do rich text. Go ahead and hit OK. By default, Microsoft adds this new item that I created, so topic, to the actual default view. So the all items view that we have here is the default view. Well, I'm going to go ahead and create one more site column that I'm going to call fact, and that'll be, again, multiple lines of text, and allow for me to actually put in, rich pictures, tables, and things of that nature. And going to hit OK there. So now that I've created a couple site columns, I might want to change actually how I'm displaying this. I might not be satisfied with the current layout, and actually I'd want it to be something slightly more printable. So what I want to do then is I need to create a new view. By going in and creating a view, I'm going to create a standard view. I get an option to name it, and I can make one for myself or for anyone, but I'm going to call this printer view, because what I want to do is include the columns that I just created, and I also want to include the information of who last edited it and when it was last edited. What's more, I can also specify how it's sorted. Which column is used? Is it sorted alphabetically, in order, or reverse alphabetically, etc., etc. Additionally, I can apply the various filters to it, so I can scope it down so that only if I have made a topic does it apply to me. So I could say, for example, created by is equal to me. And so now only those items that I add will show up in this view. Additionally, I can group it, and then some of the cool stuff is then applying the different styles. And you can create custom ones of these actually, which allow a great deal of flexibility for the uses of these lists, and this is how they become kind of the core of all content management in SharePoint. So I'm going to go ahead and select a box style. Now we're going to hit OK. And OK, so it's changed a little bit, but because I don't have any content, you can't see anything. So I'm creating now a new item. This new item has both my title, my topic, and my fact. So ABC, ABC, ABC. And in this, then, you see that in my printer view that I'm now looking at, it shows it as boxed items so that they are easier to be seen if you may print them out. Whereas if you go back to the view up here, you can switch the views by this drop-down menu. I can go back to my all items view and see that it is in more of the standard SharePoint view paradigm.